a fool to wear it on my sleeve. That's just how my home raised me to be. I'm the one to take the beaten path. Where I'm going is no coming back. I found my own way through the flames that didn't come in back. I tried to stay on the straight and the narrow. Tried, oh I tried, but that's not how this story goes. Yeah, keeping out of this good girl act is hard, but now I know the fact. No matter how far I may go, if I don't call or write enough, I hope you know that there's no space or distance that could change the way it feels to see your face when I get home. When I get, I'm a fool to wear it on my sleeve. That's just how my home raised me to be. I'm the one to take the beaten path. Where I'm going is no coming back. I found my own way through the flames that didn't come in back. I tried to stay on the straight and the narrow. Tried, oh I tried, but that's not how this story goes. Yeah, keeping out of this good girl act is hard, but now I know the fact. No matter how far I may go, if I don't call or write enough, I hope you know that there's no space or distance that could change the way it feels to see your face when I get home. When I get.
Hello, you are very welcome to good evening on Voice of a Woman and what women we have for you tonight. First up is the little firecracker herself, Emilia Quinn. And then next we have Emma Moore, who has done a very snazzy rendition of Fancy from Reba McEntire. And lastly, we have Joey Clarkson, who's a YouTuber, a singer-songwriter, has 2 Pomskis and lives in London with her husband Peter, and is just a YouTube star now. So thank you for joining me, ladies, and very welcome to have you. It's great to have you all here. How are you all doing this evening?
Yeah, not bad.
Great.
So good.
And most importantly, have you got your whiskey? Yeah.
Well, if you're going to bring the bottle on, I mean.
Well, I do. Okay. I'm not drinking. There's no lots left, to be fair.
Yeah, I know, because you drank it all that night we played Cards Against Humanity.
Okay. What happens between friends, Amelia, stays between friends.
Where did you two meet each other, Emilia and Emma? How long have you known each other for? And did you know each other before songwriting, or did you meet while songwriting?
Was it Whiskey Kisses?
Yeah.
Yeah, I invited her to play a round at Whiskey Kisses, which ended up being recorded for radio, because none of the equipment wanted to work.
Oh, yeah.
Yay. So we recorded like a round for radio, and then I invited her back for the Christmas edition as one of the Whiskey Kisses legends. And then I don't know, we kind of hit it off and been like besties.
Yeah.
And where did the name Fire and Whiskey come from? Because that is a great two words to put together. Fire and Whiskey. It's a great. Where did that name come from? And what was the inspiration behind it? I suppose
that was Amelia, I think, that came up with that.
Was it?
Yeah. We like, just, obviously we wanted to do the co-headline tour together, and we didn't want to be like Emilia Quinn and Emma Moore. Like, we just wanted like a name that we could kind of.
I think because we're both relatively fiery people. maybe me a little bit more on the surface sometimes. And we both like whiskey, and it just kind of it fit us, it fit the theme.
Yeah, no, it was disappointing because obviously because of COVID, there's a lot of gigs that have been cancelled, and it's hopefully the music business will get back to where it was before, fingers, legs, and everything crossed. So that was the kind of idea of this evening, just to kind of have a fire and whiskey night as such. So it's great to kind of do this, even not. I know it's not the same, but at least it's it's something, because it would have been great to see that gig. So it's great. And welcome to you, Joey. Thanks for stepping in. It's great to see you. You're doing loads at the moment with YouTube, and you're working really hard. You can see how hard you're working, and it must be.
I'm
trying.
How
are things going?
I think it's actually really funny that I was asked to fill in and to join today, because I know Emilia and Emma separately, but from very similar situations, which is really funny because I think you two are the only people I've ever invited round my flat, having not met them before in London. And it was like both of these two.
Creepy.
It does sound creepy, but both of these two. I met Emilia when she was in London. She's like, "Hey, you live in London. Do you want to hang out?" And so we met in a park, and then
it was after I mastered Broke Off, innit? I had mastered it, and I was like, it didn't take as long as I thought.
And then we went and walked the dog and came back to the flat and made some like really strong vodka iced tea and sat around and like drank a bit. And then Emma was similar. We met at a show, but then didn't really actually connect at the show, and then talked online. And we were just messaging one night. I'm like, "Do you want to come over and drink some wine?" And then she came over and we just drank a bunch of wine. So I think it's really great that you two are together, because obviously you're meant to be touring together like that.
Yeah.
No, it's great. You've got a great friendship. There's a great friendship between you two, Emilia and Emma. It's great to see you, and it's great to see women supporting each other in music as well. I love seeing that, and obviously being Voice for Women show as well. It's amazing to see. So how's your EP been doing for you so far, Emilia? Because it's a great EP.
It's good. It's kind of, it went mad. Like, it charted and went pretty high, and I think it got number 3 in the UK country iTunes chart. And I've never charted before, and I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to stuff like that. And I was like, oh my god, it's charting! And Emma actually I was asleep, and Emma screenshot it at 1:15 in the morning and sent it to me. I was like, you're charting! I was like, oh my god! But yeah, it's gone really well, and it's reached quite a lot of people that I didn't sort of anticipate it reaching. I've sent it off to some place in the US, so that's really nice to get the US stamp of approval and not just poser. I'm actually legit.
That's great.
And yeah, it's gone really nicely, and it's nice to be able to put out something full band, which is different to my previous EP, and something that we've created over lockdown and sort of prove that it is possible to do a high standard sort of project remotely and with a relatively low budget.
No, the EP is class. There's 4 absolute stunning songs on there, and it was great kind of reviewing it and listening to it, and the story behind it, and also calling it Firecracker is just it's just fine.
That's
great. That was a name given to me by one of my friends who's a promoter, so I was just like, oh, it fits quite well. It fits the songs, why not?
And your vocals as well, like you've got great vocal, and the power and the gutsy, like the grit you have. You've got like I've tried to do it. I have tried to do my Emilia Quinn impression, but it doesn't work. I don't quite have the grit. I don't have that gutsy that you have now and again. It just it's like it's real, but it's really powerful, and it fits. You've got a style of your own, and it shows in that EP. And I just think it's it's really, really good, and I really, really like it. And it's great. No, but it is. It's really good in that I've only like really fully got to know you during lockdown, which and all the live streamings and stuff, and it's just great to kind of discover all this female talent that's out there, because it's just unbelievable.
You've been so supportive. Like, I have noticed, and it's so lovely. I see sort of Linda pop up in notifications. I'm like, my girl.
Obviously, like women in music are my passion. Obviously, being called Voice for Women, it's obvious that my passion is. But I think I just kind of, I suppose, being female myself, I relate to the lyrics. But like, researching for this show is just unbelievable. The amount of talent and the amount of styles. Like you three yourselves are different artists in your own right, but your own styles are your own, and you work with those strengths, and it's just that's what that's what it's all about really for me and for the show. And I just find that it's just great, and to support people that are being themselves and doing their thing in such wonderful ways is what I'm all about really. So it's great. So Emma, we haven't heard much. We haven't. I think the last thing you released was a wee while back, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was Waiting for You at the start of the year.
Yeah.
Just the live acoustic version. So I've been kind of hidden away over lockdown,
Yeah.
cooking up a fair bit of
Oh.
new music. I know you know a little bit, Linda, because you've been following me. I
Yeah.
have a secret group online that anyone can join if they sign the mailing list, so it's not like super secret. But you guys have been getting some updates. But
Snippets.
yeah, but the kind of wider network of people probably think I've just disappeared and sat watching Netflix for a few months. But
No, you've been busy.
I've been very busy. A lot of it in the backside. So I've really got into the kind of web design and the store design and building up store and merch and the mailing list and just trying to make sure that when music comes out next year, it's done in a really special way. So I'm not just going to be like, hey guys, here's a project, go listen to it. Like there's some surprises in store for that, which is really hard to sit on because I know about 80% of what's going to happen next year.
Oh.
And I just want to talk about it, and I just want to share it with you.
You want to hear about it.
and I just want to play those songs, but there are some coming out that people haven't heard yet, so I really want to keep hold of them and make sure that when it is out, it is new music for people. So yeah, all I can really say is if you want to be in on the secret, then go to emmamore.co.uk, sign up, and there's an awful lot of cool stuff coming. I'm just need to keep quiet for a little bit longer.
You can do it. It's so hard to stay quiet, but you can do it.
Just not fun, like at all. I've never done anything like this before. Normally I'm like, oh, this is cool. Look what I'm doing today. And like, boom, like it's out.
Yeah.
And so this is slow torture for me. I'm not really enjoying the waiting, but I think it'll be worth it.
That's awesome.
So is that like January when we'll hear, or?
Again,
trying to get a bit.
Want to join? Again, the mailing list of my secret little group on the internet, then you will be getting some new music in January. The rest of the world will not. There we go. I can say that much.
Yes, come and join the hangar, everyone. That's where you get all the information, and it's great because we have great conversations, and you ask quite a lot of hard questions. So I'll not ask those hard questions as to who's your favourite artist and all those kinds of questions.
I think some of them are so easy, and then I always get comments like, "You're so mean," and I'm like, "Okay, sorry."
I suppose in music, like you always say, who's your favourite songwriter, but like with me as well, like who's your favourite female artist? I could not choose one. I couldn't because like there's so many. There's just so many talented women in music. Like you couldn't. How can you pick one? So I suppose crazy, like it is. It's hard to pick one, and yeah, you can't, and that you can't just pick one because there's just so many.
No, my top one is like 5, and that's it. Like I cannot pick between those 5 at all. They just all have first place, and then there's probably 30 others. I'd be like, okay, these are probably second. Such a fangirl. Yeah. Gross.
So in terms of songwriting, I'm really quite interested in songwriting because I've dabbled in it a little bit. Probably not as much as you three have, but I've dabbled in it a little bit. And to understand the process of, I suppose, sitting, saying, right, today, is it today I'm going to write a song, or is there a different process that works for the three of you writing songs? How does it work for you? Is it melody or lyrics? What's the kind of process for the three of you? I'll start with whoever wants to start.
Yeah, I think it's really, honestly, it's different for me depending on what stage I'm at in like my work schedule, because sometimes like when a song hits you, you just have to write the song, and then the lyrics and melody, they fall out. And then other times, like I've been so preoccupied with building my music behind the scenes, and like Emma says, I've been like focusing like she has on building a website and a stronger merch store and learning how to like optimize myself in search engines. So a lot of like the behind the scenes work that you need to do as an independent artist. And sometimes that gets so overwhelming that you need to remember to schedule in songwriting time, because if you don't, then you just won't do it. And so it's like it either hits me and I spend like all night or until the song's done writing, or I like have to actually look up from my computer and like step away and force myself to be creative, because I'm getting too wrapped up in the social media game of how can I market myself properly.
There's a real problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
How does it work for you, Emma?
Kind of similar to Joey. I have stages where I'm super creative and I can get out. Tends to come in waves. I'll have endless ideas, and it's always the middle of the night. It's when everyone in the house is asleep and you can't make a sound. So I have endless videos of like voice recordings of me under the quilt in bed, like da, 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 da. Like just to get like a little melody, and then I'll type the words, and then I'll try and write that properly the next day. I think the process has got a lot slower since I did my masters rather than quicker, because I'm far more picky and far more deliberate about every single thing. Whereas I think earlier songs were just kind of instinctual and figuring myself out and not really knowing how to edit and how to rewrite and where to look to improve things and how things could be said better and how to maybe think about, okay, so how does this song sound to a person who does not know this story? Because to you it's completely obvious what you're writing about in the moment because you have all the backstory in your head. So I think I'm definitely a lot slower now, and there's a lot more rewriting happening, which has been kind of cool.
What about you, Emilia?
I think in comparison, I'm quite bull in a china shop. There is this.
Cool.
It's a weird one because I'm like Joey said, it's sort of sometimes you get just this song concept and you have to write it then and there. The amount of times that has happened on the M62 is very inconvenient. Very inconvenient. Then, like, I'm driving and I'm like, okay, where's the next service station and how many times can I sing this one line over and over until I can actually record it into my phone? Yeah, that's happened a lot. I think for me, it's not like I can't just sort of go, right, I'm going to sit down and write a song. Sometimes it happens, but a lot of the time when I do that, it's just like they're either really shit or I just can't come up with something. But I think it's generally the most inconvenient time that could possibly be. And it will be like just a line or a little piece of a melody. And then if it's a good song and I sort of enjoy it and it sort of meaning something or it's very sort of in the moment, then it will just flow and just kind of happen in that moment, and I have to do it then and there or I will forget it, and that's just the worst.
Do you find that you write for the audience, or do you find that you write for yourself, and is there a difference between the two things, do you think? We'll start with you, Joey. Write for yourself?
Yeah, I think I write mostly, at least I write for myself now that I'm like mature and I've released enough music where I tried to write for other people. I realized how important it is to write for yourself first and foremost. And that's not saying not to write strongly and say, I feel like this is better. And even though it doesn't make sense, I like this line, so I'm going to keep it. Because I think what Emma was saying about rewriting is also really important. To be able to like step back from your work and then be critical of it, but still write that song for yourself is really important, because it's so important to be like genuine with your audience. And as like singer-songwriters, I'm sure Emilia and Emma can agree, like the music that we're writing is for ourselves for the most part. I mean, I'm sure we'd all love to write music for other people, for other artists, in which case we would be writing for a different audience. So right now, mostly for myself, all of it for myself. I'm greedy.
No, I think that kind of question came from, when you're kind of writing for radio or you're writing, in a lot of, I suppose that's where kind of sell out, and artists don't write music that's kind of theirs or as part of them's, and it's to sell as opposed to, writing what they are, being authentic to themselves, which you three are very authentic to yourselves, and you write what's authentic to you, which is that you can see that clearly. but that was kind of where that question came
Yeah.
from. Just
No,
to
it's a
kind
really
of,
good
you know, when you're
question.
out,
I think there's a
Yep.
place for catering to an audience. I think there's a place for writing for other people, and you know, I'm a strong believer. Like, even if it might not be my cup of tea, I'm a strong believer that there is a place for everything. Like any genres, any kind of songs, and if it makes you happy, do it. At the end of the day, that's the important part. But I think for me, I don't get on, like, if I'm writing a song and I'm writing it to try and cater to something else, I can't stand it, and I won't play it because I won't like it myself, and I won't enjoy it, I won't feel it. I think I've got to, for me to not have that niggling feeling that it's just missing something, it's got to be something personal to me, and it's got to be a song that I enjoy and that I can connect with. And I think through that, I'm then finding some people that can also connect with it or interpret it in a way that it speaks to them in their story. And it's very much about living that story and following the journey. Like, my life is evolving, my songs are about my life. I'm sure you guys are the same. Like, your song you're writing is always going to reflect your experiences. You can't write things about that you don't know about, you know. You can try, but I don't know, for me it always misses something.
Do you think, like, I don't know if you're familiar with Beth Nielsen Chapman, she does a lot of writing on creativity and things, and about like being critical when you're writing, to leave the critical voice at the side and then just write so that your natural flow and creativity comes out. Do you find that maybe sometimes if you're too critical, you can think, well, that song might not be good, but then in actual fact it might be? Do you ever have situations like that?
Yeah, completely. I got to play a show with Beth Nielsen Chapman, so I think it's so cool that you just mentioned her. It was like one of the highlights of my life.
She's amazing. She's
so
really amazing.
good. I was like, spent the whole, like, she did a workshop at my uni, and I was just there like front row,
cool.
like such a arse. It was horrible. She obviously played This Kiss, and I was like, oh yes, this is my jam. Like, so it was just like in awe. But she spoke for 2 hours about that and kind of how she ignores that. And there was a lot of talk about that on my course, about like comparing yourself to other writers and kind of that obviously imposter syndrome, that you're not good enough. And there comes a point when I think most people that write music write it because they really have to. Like, there's no choice. It's just a part of you, and you don't pick it, you don't decide to do it. It's just something that happens. And I think for most people, there's that little bit of voice that goes, even when those doubts creep in, they just have this, well, I love it. And it just keeps you going through those moments of doubt. And then you realize that, like very similar to what Emilia said, like, there is an audience out there for every kind of music. You just have to make something that's true to yourself and that you 100% believe in. And if it's more than likely that if you really believe in something, there's going to be people out there that also relate to it.
That's very true. And speaking of songwriting, I think it's probably time for you to hear a few of the songs that you've all written. So I will go out and you can do a few songs as much as we get time. It's only 20 past, so we'll leave you to some stunning songs, and I'll come back and ask you some quiz questions.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Linda.
Bye.
So how we go? What order we go in? How should we do this?
Do you want to kick it off, Emilia?
Yeah. Sure. I'm going clockwise. That satisfies my OCD.
Thought it might be okay for most people.
I've tried to like pick sort of drinking-y, bassy theme songs, and this has a mention of whiskey in it, so it's gonna work. And fun fact, the whiskey line in it is actually based off of a legit bottle of whiskey that costs £60 a shot. Ooh. True story. I have never tasted it, and I never will. This one's outlaw. So white horse riding, armor shining, I can't handle me. I'm a top shelf, $60 shot of 5-bar whiskey. I ain't looking to mess around, I wanna dive in deep. So why don't you take a sip and think you can handle me? Outlaw, outlaw, take me by the hand, show me who's the baddest bitch in land. Outlaw, outlaw, show me what you got. I want some of your fiery love. I'm a high-flying, love-riding son straight, I can stand on my own 2 feet. I just want a kindred soul can understand me. Yeah. Outlaw, take me by the hand, show me who's the baddest bitch in land. Outlaw, show me what you got. I want some of your fiery love. I'm a high-flying, the son of a gun. I'm in all heels, I'm a real deal. And if you want my heart, I want you love. I want you love. Hey. Outlaw, take me by the hand, show me who's the baddest bitch in the land. Outlaw, take me by the hand, show me who's the baddest bitch in the land. Outlaw, take me by the hand, show me who's the baddest bitch in the land. Outlaw, take me by the hand, show me who's the baddest bitch in the land. I'm a high-flying, the riding son of a gun. I'm head on heels, I'm a real deal. And if you want my heart, I want you love. I want you love. I want you love. I want you love. Thank you.
That was amazing.
I love the singing along that happens in the comments. It's great. It makes me happy.
I always want to sing along, but I'm like, I know there would be a delay, and it would just sound horrific.
I
So I was
was
just like,
having
mute.
such a hard time not singing along too. I was sitting over here and I'm just like biting my nails to stop myself.
You can mute yourself at the bottom of the screen.
Oh, you're so smart. I don't know why I didn't think to do that.
So I was just like, I'm just going to put myself on mute and have a little party to myself.
So smart.
Nice.
I'm gonna do that for yours, Emma.
Oh, I don't think you're going to party to this one. I was kind of inspired by what Emilia said about the writing on the motorway. I've had a lot of experiences with that, and I have a list. I don't know if it still does it, but iPhone voice notes, if you didn't name a voice note, you used to pick a location from like wherever you were.
Yeah.
So I'm like M62, M6, M6 North. I'm just like, where was I? Who was I writing about? Like, what's going on? It's so fun. So I thought I would kick off with one that I started on a motorway and, just like Emilia, sang to myself until I got to a service station. And the entire first verse hasn't changed from the car to now. So
Amazing.
that's cool. So
I love that.
can we hear the guitar? My earphones are kind of poop. I think everyone knows what it is already by now.
Are you gonna write me off?
Maybe. So yeah, if you want to get a little emotional or teary like I did in the car,
I'm gonna
this
mute my
one-
mic because I'm gonna be sobbing.
That'd be so funny. Because you'd be crying, I'd be trying to sing it and laughing at the same time. Might kind of ruin the vibe. But this one's waiting for you. I'm holding on tight to the breath in my chest. It's the only thing keeping me up. I can let go. I know I will cry and I won't be able to stop. I should be able to fake a smile. Heartbreak has taught me well. There's no disguising these feelings I'm fighting. One look and I know you can tell. I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you. But you sit beside me and you're so excited 'cause you're loving somebody new. And no idea that closely. I want you to stay in the dark when it comes to my love. I'm happy for you. I know you've been waiting to finally find someone. Deep down I know that she's probably better for you than I ever could be. Just for a second I feel my heart breaking. I'm desperate for you not to see that I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you. But you sit beside me and you're so excited 'cause you're loving somebody new. And no idea that I was waiting for you. And I'm so sorry I hesitated. I could have been the one. I won't be hoping that she breaks your heart. But if it happens, just know I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you. If you sit beside me and there's no denying you're ready for somebody new, then I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting for you.
Okay, intelligent.
Whoa.
Yay. Thanks.
I love that one. That is so beautiful. I can't believe you wrote that on a motorway. Whoa.
Yeah.
I was planning on playing an emotional song, and I don't think I can do it because you've set the tone really well. And you know when you're like, you put an emotional song in the middle of your set because you know you're playing it after a song that will allow you to play the emotional song without breaking up. I feel like that's gone.
Oh, no.
That was so beautiful. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna do a song that I wrote in the car as well too, because I feel like that sparked some creative juices in me. I wrote this on the island when I was driving like a 2-hour drive, and I had no air conditioner in my car. Like it was my first brand new car, and when I was buying it, they said, "Do you want to upgrade to have aircon?" And I was like, "How much more does it cost?" And they're like, "Probably it's like $1,200 or something." And I was like, "Oh no, I live in Canada. I don't need that." It was the worst decision I think I've ever made. It was so loud driving like super fast because traffic is so good in Canada that you don't have to worry about stopping all the time. So you're driving really fast to try and get the air moving through the car, and this just kind of fell out. And the whole chorus, I wrote the whole chorus while I was driving to try and get to the place where I could record it. And then I got really stuck on the verses, and so I brought in a co-writer for it, and we finished the song together. But the chorus stayed exactly as is as well. So this one's go right now. And it goes like this. How are the levels?
We followed the rules, good jobs, good schools, new cars, nice clothes, educated fools. We climbed wrong ladders, left behind things that matter. No time, no laughter, no happy ever after. Everything we dreamed about are things that we wanna grab a beer and watch the sunset, toes in the sand like the day we first met. Maybe it's not too late yet. What do you wanna do? 'Cause I wanna go right now. And if you wanna go right now, we could go right now. You know the song, you don't know what you got till it's gone. Well, we had it all, now we got what we don't want. Let's slow down, sleep in, wake up, skin to skin. All that we need is the sound of our hearts beating. Everything we dreamed about are things that we could live without. I wanna go right now where the west wind's blowing, follow my tracks all the way back home. Nothing quite like the Golden Coast and standing close to you. I wanna grab a beer and watch the sunset, toes in the sand like the day we first met. Maybe it's not too late yet. What do you wanna do? 'Cause I wanna go right now. And if you wanna go right now, we could go right now. Maybe we should dream about things that we can't live without. I wanna go right now where the west wind's blowing, follow my tracks all the way back home. Nothing quite like the Golden Coast and standing close to you. I wanna grab a beer and watch the sunset, toes in the sand like the day we first met. Maybe it's not too late yet. What do you wanna do? 'Cause I wanna go right now. Ooh, and if you wanna go right now, we could go right now. 'Cause I wanna go right now. And if you wanna go right now, we could go right now.
Thank you.
I was like, oh, and then I was,
I was
like,
like,
damn
sorry,
it, I'm
everyone.
on mute. So
This is
it's
amazing.
20-8. Are we going again with another song, or is Linda coming to join us?
I don't know.
I don't know. But while we decide, a quick shout out to Becky Lawrence, who has a live stream right after ours. So when we're
Yeah.
done here, we can all pop on over there.
Yeah,
Sorry, Linda, you popped in and then disappeared.
yeah. Go
Oh.
again. Oh, go again. Hi.
Cool. We go.
I
We
think
go
we have
together.
good
We're
more
going
music.
again.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
It's like now you see me, now you don't. Okay. I'm gonna do like the emotional song now, because as Emma pointed out once as well, like I think the first time I played this on live stream, she was like, "I've never heard you do a ballad." I was like, "That is a good point." I think I do like 2 ballads usually. Well, now this one I've only ever really done Headrush before, but still it's not overly ballady. So I'm gonna do one that's kind of whiskey themed again. It's came from wanting to write a song called Worse Than Whiskey because it sounded like pretty cool. It sounded like a good title. I was like, hey, I'm gonna write that. I'm pretty sure I told everyone, I was like, I'm gonna write this song. I'm gonna call it this. Don't know what it's gonna be yet, but I'm gonna call it this. And yeah, and it sort of just came from that. It's not what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna take a whole different turn, but it turned out just being pretty chilled, pretty slow, pretty sort of, I don't know, maybe a little bit Chris Stapleton-y, if that's not too big-headed to say. We're going on vibe here. We're not going on talent. We're going on vibe, okay? Cut me some slack. But yes, this one is called Worse Than Whiskey, and it's relatively recent, so I hope you enjoy it. Don's sort of a watch party ready for a ballad. Yes, Don. And so I will give you one. There it goes.
after another, pointless commotion. It's so hard to break through to your emotion. Leave a light on in case you wanna come home. Won't you jump in and join me in the unknown? Your bittersweet kisses burning my throat, worse than whiskey. Like a faded old sweater, I'm calling you safe. But today you are threadbare, yelling for space. Bittersweet kisses burning my throat, worse than whiskey. So a sunsets on another new face. Maybe this one will learn to love my embrace. Your double-edged kisses burning my throat, worse than whiskey. Worse than whiskey. Thank you.
Oh, I love that song. It's so pretty.
That was beautiful.
Thanks so much.
I feel like I have to play a whiskey song. All of my like drinking songs are about not drinking, so definitely don't follow my own advice. But yeah, let's try have some acoustic fun with Dutch Courage. Sing along if you guys know it.
Yes.
Yes. I'm missing my Dutch courage, but I wanna know what this is so bad. No kind of blackout insurance, running wild under my own influence. Got sky high inhibitions, an unfortunate condition so good. I usually treat it with an ice cold Tennessee whiskey, but I'm taking a risk tonight. Got what's been on my mind. Alone everywhere, knowing I remember how much it hurts if you don't want me tonight. If you don't want me tonight. We've been friends for a while now. Lots of music, this doesn't work out. play solos, right? I'm taking a risk tonight. Gotta ask you what's been on my mind. I loved every word, knowing I remember how much it hurts if you don't love me tonight. I'm taking a risk tonight. Gotta ask you what's been on my mind now. I loved every word, knowing I remember how much it hurts if you don't love me tonight. If you don't love me tonight. If you don't love me tonight. Nice quick one there.
I literally was
Yeah.
dancing.
I can't dance for shit.
Did I see Jessica said she threw her phone almost across the living room today listening to this song? So good, Emma.
I love that. I can relate.
Jessica,
I can
you're
relate to that,
amazing.
Jessica.
That's so
That's
good.
one of my favorite comments of the night. Hands down.
And what a high praise too. That's great. I'm glad your phone's okay though.
Yeah, please say it is. Yeah.
That's great.
I'm gonna play the song that I was gonna open playing. I have to be like a little bit limited with the song choices I can pick right now because my wrist is still healing, so I can't play any bar chords, which is just like killing me. But luckily, some of my favorite ones that I've written happen to be ones that I can use a capo for and only play like G and C and D shapes, so it's all good.
Half my catalog.
Well, yeah, but then you've got some great like for the bridges or the refrains, like throwing it into like a minor section sometimes too, and yeah, I miss that, man. So this one is Home, and while on the kind of topic about moving vehicles, this one is one that I wrote in an airplane, and it was like a tiny shoebox airplane where there was like one seat on either side, so there's like a seat, an aisle, and a seat. There's only like maybe 14 seats in the whole plane, maybe 20. I am probably over exaggerating. This was a while ago, but it was like the one of the ones where you can't actually hear yourself think because it's so loud. And this song started coming to me, so my original voice memo is quite like honestly like and then just me being like, no matter how far, trying not to sing so loud that the people in the plane could hear me, but also singing loud enough so that my phone would hear me. And waiting for that to be over. And I got so motion sick too. I get real motion sick.
Yeah.
But this one's called Home. And it's hitting particularly hard because I was supposed to have my family visit this spring, and then we were supposed to visit in August, and then they were supposed to visit in December. And obviously none of that has happened. And we just don't know when it is going to happen. So if my parents are watching this, I love you guys. And as always, this one's for you guys.
I'm getting used to sailing sky high and counting patchwork squares below, chasing my dreams on the horizon, moving fast enough that everything seems slow. But you and I, we have an understanding. I let you know I'm safe after every landing, no matter how far I may go. If I don't call her right enough, I hope you know there's no space or distance that could change the way it feels to see your face when I get home. Some nights it's hard to silence my thoughts. The time apart, it breaks my heart in two. I know you worry when I take off that I won't make my way back home to you. But no matter how far I may go, if I don't call her right enough, I hope you know there's no space or distance that could change the way it feels to see your face when I get home. When I get home. When I get home. When I get I don't call or write enough. I hope you know there's no space or distance that could change the way it feels to see your face when I get home. When I get home. When I get home. When I get home. When I get home is wherever you'll meet me. My home, it don't matter what country. My home is the only thing I need. My home, 'cause you'll always be my home is wherever you'll meet me. My home, it don't matter what country. My home is the only thing I need. My home, 'cause you'll always be my home.
Thank you.
That was good.
I do
Oh,
feel
that
a bit
was-
bad because I said, Mom and Dad, that was for you, but it's also for my sister Katie. So, Katie, if you're watching this, that was for you too.
That was so, oh my goodness, we're rocking out to Outlaw and then crying to Emma's Waiting for You, and then, oh my goodness, and then, oh, just amazing, ladies. I'm going to actually Instagram the quiz because it's 5 to 8, and I know there's a lot of people that want to see Becky, so, and I just wanted to continue with the music, so I will Instagram the quiz questions because they're quite fun, actually. There was a few lyrics and stuff, so, but I'll Instagram them because I don't want to go on too long because it'll just, I don't, want to support all the other artists this evening, so. But it's
Linda,
been
I gotta
absolutely.
I was going to
Sorry?
say, I'm actually secretly excited that they're going to be on Instagram because I freeze up so bad at your quiz questions. They're so hard. So I'm like, yes, Instagram gives me a bit more time to think.
Yes. That might go to our advantage.
Do you know, I actually, you can blame, there's like a colleague at my radio station called John Nolan, and he has such a serious quizzer. Like, he's totally into quizzing. Like, he's just like, the questions he asks is so complicated the way he asks the questions, and it puts you off the answers. And he kind of inspires me when I write the questions. So I'll blame him. Yeah, I'll blame him. But no, some of the questions were like, they were quite, they're straightforward, I'd say. But I'll Instagram them anyway because I don't want to take up too much time. But it's been absolutely wonderful seeing you, and I can't wait to meet you all in person because I haven't actually seen any of you live as yet. I can't wait till that happens because it'll be so good. It's just 3 different styles, but just so equally so talented, and it's great to see you, and it's great to see the support for you all as well because there's so much support in country music, and I'd love to see all of you. As I said, like don't know if you saw on Twitter that I'm supporting or sponsoring the Best International Female Award for the Bells and Gals Country Music Spotlight Award.
Congratulations, that's so cool.
And it'd be good. It'd be so cool to see all you 3 and a lot of other UK artists going to America and making it over there as well, and in Canada and places like that. Because like I just believe.
I think Joey's got that one nailed.
Canada. Oh man, if I could just take all of the songwriters that I've met over here, like you ladies, if we could just go to Canada and do it, I'd be so happy doing tours in Canada.
You wouldn't
showing
bring
everybody
me back. I'd be staying there. I'd be like, I live here now. Sorry guys.
A really long
be.
car. We can just alternate sleeping and driving. Sounds great.
It would be really cool to see that because we've got such a great talented women. I mean, I know I speak for, we've got talented men as well, but just with my programme, there's so many talented women, and it's just hard every week choosing what songs to play in an hour a week. It's just kind of like I'm trying to whittle it down all the time because there's so many. There's just so many of you, so this has just been brilliant. And Emilia, you're on again on Sunday on DC's Round, aren't you? What time are you on?
Don't make me say times again. I think it's 6. I'm so honestly, I've been so awful this week. Like I don't.
Danny
think
says
Danny's
yes,
just-
it's at 6.
6. I knew that.
And then you're back on again on Monday with Joey Clarkson for her
I am. Oh god.
Songwriting Monday, which is brilliant.
Don't tell anyone.
That's great.
Yeah,
so
you'll
excited.
hear my first ever song, which is just, it happens to be a country song as well, but Jesus Christ, nothing like Outlaw.
I'm so excited for
That'd be good. I'll have to catch up on that because I'm working on Monday, but it'd be great to see that as well. So what's next for you, Emma? Are you doing any more live streams, or are you
Yeah,
staying in the background?
I've got the last one booked,
Oh.
so I'm supposed to be down for my Sunday roast with Tammy a week on Sunday.
Oh, that's right. Your Sunday roast with Tammy.
I
That's right.
don't know if COVID is going to let me, but I'm really excited for that. So I really hope that we're going to do what we can to make that happen. And then
You're a bit faint.
I've turned my mic out. I meant to turn my guitar down and I turned my microphone down. Well done, Em.
That's better.
Done. Yeah.
I was wondering why you've gone.
Sorry. So yeah, Sunday roast with Tammy a week on Sunday if we can make that happen. And I'm also going to be doing a private mailing list only show for my super duper fans. So we'll be arranging that next week. So join. Just
I'll see you there.
Oh, speaking of Sunday roast.
Speaking of Sunday roast, here comes Tammy. Hi, Tammy.
I love how no one said hi to Tammy and everyone's like, see,
Bro,
hi.
she doesn't love me. She doesn't love me.
Hi, baby girl. Mwah. I love her so much. She's an listenable buddy.
Well.
Go over. She's so cute.
Well, this has been such a pleasure. I'm going to sign off now because it's nearly 8 o'clock, and we can all go and watch Becky, who's been in
Thank
the
you
chat, and
so
Charlotte's been in the chat. It's been great.
Do a quick toast to Fire and Whiskey and Voice
Yes.
of a Woman. And Danny,
And
Thank you,
DC
Lindsay
Brown.
yeah, for joining us.
And DC Brown, thank you, technical expert.
So, cheers, girlies. Have a great night.
Thanks very much. Bye.
I'm a fool to wear it on my sleeve. That's just how my home raised me to be. I'm the one to take the beaten path. Where I'm going is no coming back. I found my own way through the flames that didn't come in back. I tried to stay on the straight and the narrow. Tried, oh I tried, but that's not how this story goes. Yeah, keeping up this good girl act is hard now. I know the fact. No matter how far I may go, if I don't call her right enough, I hope you know that there's no space or distance that could change the way it feels to see your face when I get home. When I get, I'm a fool to wear it on my sleeve. That's just how my home raised me to be. I'm the one to take the beaten path. Where I'm going is no coming back. I found my own way through the flames that didn't come in back. I tried to stay on the straight and the narrow. Tried, oh I tried, but that's not how this story goes. Yeah, keeping up this good girl act is hard now. I know the fact. No matter